Hello and welcome to spss class 3 from part S18. So now we're going to focus just on the continent of Africa. As it says here, you can find shapefiles for any area you're interested in. But for Africa, if you want to download this one, which I've made available on Blackboard and elsewhere, and then go to part S18 here. So it's the usual template chooser, details. This is all, the setup here is all the same. But go to manage and map, and this shows you all the maps that you have installed. So obviously usually it has just America and world maps. Weirdly, I've got a lot of Canada stuff as well. It wasn't me that put it there. I don't know why that's there, but I haven't got Africa. So go to import, and the box pops up after a while. Maybe here it is, and then you can use this box to find africacountries.smz. That one, that's another one I was using, africacountries.smz. Open that, and that's it. So it's added it to the list. Now you can use it. So close that. I'll just show you what goes wrong. Now you want to select the map, and this is very puzzling. You go to here and you say, okay, I want Africa countries, admins, keep it as admin. That's the list that matches. There's different names you can choose, but admin's the administrative name. Works fine. But when you press compare, it only matches 4 countries, and there's all these places here on your data have not been matched. Some of them clearly, like Angola and so on, are in Africa. So why is that wrong? Just doesn't seem to be working. Let's just go back to the data and then start again from here, and it seems this time to kind of load in the information properly. So now you can select the map file, go for Africa, and this time it matches up. Yeah? Well, better job anyway. So it's matched all these. It says 171 values but don't have matches, but of course that's fine because those are the ones that aren't in Africa. So you wouldn't expect Afghanistan, Albania. Yeah. So most of this stuff is not supposed to match. It's not in Africa. Forget it. So these are the ones you need to worry about. There's just a few. So Cabo Verde, it's the old friend. Should be. Now we've got to change it back to Cabo Verde. Yeah. So I'm going to pause the video. Just do the same thing as I did before. Just copy these and change my country names. So. Well, you can fast forward. I'll show you how to get started if you're not sure. So you grab that, copy it, go and find this. Do I really want that? Probably not. That's the list of stuff we had before. That's the new list you have to do. It's a much shorter list of things that aren't matching up this time. So I might just do it on the camera, and then if you're finding this boring, just fast forward. I'm sure most people are finding it fascinating. Gosh, let me do that. To get another. SPSS is such an old interface. So Cabo Verde. And actually, I might save it as something different. So now this is something you miss if you fast forward it. I'm going to save it as something with a slightly different name. So I've got the other version there as well. Africa data. Yeah, so Cabo Verde needs to change that back to Cape Verde. Right, Cabo Verde, okay. Democratic Republic of Congo. Well, that's not there. Sometimes it's just a slight change in the spelling. Congo. Oh, of course it was Zaire, wasn't it, in that old one there. Eswatini, for some reason they've spelled with a small e. Is that how Eswatini is spelled now? Maybe it is. But Eswatini, of course, what used to be called, until quite recently, Swaziland. Completely surrounded by South Africa. Gambia is just, I think it's called the Gambia in this thing, isn't it? Let's just get rid of that. Just Gambia. I can't be bothered to put X's, so I've done all those. Republic of the Congo, that's just Congo. Let's just copy that to make sure it's exactly the same. That's the smaller Congo. Congo Brazzaville. That's that one. And Somaliland, yeah, we haven't got data on Somaliland. And from Tanzania, it's getting dropped out because sometimes it's just Tanzania, sometimes it's Tanzania, comma, United Republic. Sometimes it's this way around. So yeah, look, so because it's United Republic of Tanzania instead of Tanzania, comma, United Republic, you wouldn't recognise it. Now that seems as though that's going to be fine. Okay, so let's see if we're getting any more joy now. That's this thing. That's this thing. Oh, yeah, I did that. Blah blah blah. I'll change this to Africa. Admin, compare. Great. So Somaliland, I haven't got data. Western Sahara, there's no data on that either. Great. So we've got everything we're going to get. So I'm going to do the. You can do all of these. I'm just going to do the infant mortality one first. This all seems pretty cool. Hopefully, we can get something that looks a bit like the graph that's there when it comes up. Where's the output? There's the output. Okay, great. So now we've got the Africa thing, but yeah. So I've done S21, updating the map. Now, this part to change around the values. This applies to really all charts. There's some things you can do when you make the commands to say, make me this chart. Other formatting stuff you can do after you've finished it. So what I want to do is get this to look more like the one here. And I've done it for a couple of reasons. I don't like the grey background. It's a bit rubbish. And also I don't like this stupid square around it. I like to have it kind of more open. And also I think that it's like counterintuitive. I want to go for this kind of effect where the orange is the other, because lower infant mortality is good, higher infant mortality is bad. So you want to kind of reflect that in terms of green seems more intuitively obvious. Colours just signify things are getting better. So amber's like a warning that in car and other areas it's still quite high. So we'll change those colours. So there's masses you can do just by double clicking this once you've made a graph, and it brings up this thing, and then you can change all kinds of stuff, titles, the legend, all kinds of things. But I'll just show you how you change some basic features. Like you click there, this is like the background colour, so you can say I want the background colour to be white. Yeah. And this kind of box here, that's the border. So I don't really want a border, I could just make it white. It's the same thing. So that's kind of better straight away. And then click anywhere inside the graph, or inside where there's countries, and this stuff pops up at the bottom, which might be off the screen if you can see it. Go for colour, and this shows you like the lowest to the highest, what range of values you want. Grey's fine for missing, but I want to start with the lowest ones being the greenest ones. I can't remember exactly what green I use, maybe just that one. And the highest one's kind of showing up as an orange kind of warning. I think that's the same, maybe a slightly more interesting orange. Oh, maybe it was that one. Yeah, I see smash. There you go, you see. So you can change other things using all these different options. So when you hand your coursework, have a good play with it and try and make it look nice. There we go. Now that's more like it. So that's more like the one I've put in the documents. Okay. So now it's pretty fine. The only thing we haven't got Western Sahara, it's greyed out, and there's no data on Somaliland, which is greyed out. But otherwise, that's fairly clear. You can see where the areas of persistent high infant mortality are, and which countries here have successfully reduced it. It's surprising to contrast Nigeria, Ghana, and these other West African countries, isn't it? Surprising. Okay, so that is part S23. So hopefully that's got you started with Choropleth. They're a really powerful way of presenting information. If you're interested in the way that data and things vary from place to place, which I think we all are in this department, something that unifies all of us. And the next session we'll go on to a different type of chart, but for now, thank you for watching.